How do political campaigns influence voters? If that's your question, you are in the right place. Stay with me. In this video, we're going to talk about how it's done, starting with what the candidate's role is in this process, organic social media, your ground operation, and your advertising. And if you stay with me till the end, I'm going to tell you how to do all of that well. Number one is, let's start with the candidate. How does a candidate influence voters? Number one, candidates give speeches. They participate in debates. They do podcasts. They appear at town hall meetings. They are in the videos that are posted on social media. Now, all of that involves a candidate who is communicating with, number one, words, voice, and body language. Candidates, therefore, influence politics and political campaigns because lots of voters pay attention to what candidates say. The second way campaigns influence voters is with the ground operation. Now, I want you to imagine that you live in a small town and that you wake up one morning and you find lots of people in your neighborhood going door to door and dropping literature. You see well-dressed young people going door to door and knocking on doors. You see some of your neighbors start to put up yard signs. You know what's happening? This is a ground operation in progress to convince voters in this neighborhood to vote for a particular candidate. Number three, advertising. Advertising how? Well, you've seen politicians run commercials on television. If you are a registered voter and you vote frequently, you've probably received mail pieces in your mailbox at election time. If you are on social media, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you may have seen politicians talking to you about what they're going to do for you or why you should vote for them. If you live in a rural community and you listen to radio, you may have heard politicians on the radio talking about why you should vote for them. Advertising is where most of the money is spent in political campaigns, but it goes together with a ground operation and with the words that come out of a candidate's mouth. These are the basics of how campaigns influence voters. I promised you that I would tell you how to do this well, but before I get there, I want to mention one thing. In case you're thinking about running for office someday, I want you to download a free ebook. Title of it is 12 Essential Steps to Preparing for a Political Campaign. It's gold. Go get it. The link is underneath this video. I'm going to touch upon three topics together about how to do this well. Number one is persuade. Number two is trigger emotions. And number three, frame the choice. I said I'd tell you how to do it well. Remember these things. So let's go back to that first one. How do you persuade? Look at this as a mathematical formula. Inform plus educate equals persuasion. Now I'm going to illustrate this with an example of an ad that I saw last week, aired by a congressional candidate who happens to be a medical doctor. And this is the way the ad went. Test scores in America are declining. We lag the rest of the world in math, science, and reading. This is not the time to be cutting federal aid to our local schools. How do I know? I earned my medical degree when I was 24 years old, and I know how important schools are. And unlike my opponent, I think our local schools are more important than tax cuts for billionaires. Now, what did this ad do? The first line educated people. There was the part in there about the fact that she was a medical doctor. That informed people. And put together, she triggered emotions, she educated voters, she persuaded voters, and she framed the choice. The three essential commodities to influencing voters: persuade, trigger an emotion, frame the choice. Now, what are the human emotions that you want to trigger? Happiness, sadness, anger, contempt, fear, disdain, surprise. Now, what all of those human emotions do, if you can trigger them, is to change the way people feel. Affects the way they think. Sometimes it even affects the way they behave. When you change the way people feel, they remember you. So let's go back to that ad and what she said. Kids not getting their proper education, America falling behind the fact that she knows what good schools are because of her medical degree, and at the end, she framed the choice. Unlike my opponent, I think our schools are more important than tax cuts for billionaires. How do I know that ad worked? Because I saw 1,000 likes on the ad. I saw interaction on the ad, and I'm sure a lot of people clicked that ad to go visit her website. That is what I mean by doing this well. Now, if you're running for office or plan to someday, or even if you just want to get involved with a political candidate and help them win, what's the next step? In the description below, you'll find a link to a video. How to create a campaign message. Go watch it because it supplements a lot of the information I gave you in this video. Grab a pencil, take notes.